Dubai aspires to be one of the world's most livable cities by 2040. The only issue is that everything is a bit of a mess right now. Expressways intersect neighborhoods. Public transportation is limited. Megaprojects are separated from critical infrastructure, and man-made islands are sinking. The city's harshest opponents describe it as a collection of postcard attractions linked by major highways. To address this, a radical new plan to properly urbanize this desert city by 2040 has been unveiled. But is it truly possible to fix Dubai? As always, the Burj Khalifa is lit up with brilliant lights and fireworks, and the press is flooded with glossy visuals and superlative words, as Dubai's leaders meet for announcements of yet another amazing project. But this project is unique. It's not a skyscraper or the world's largest thing, but rather an idea that has the potential to radically alter Dubai for the better. 5 main urban areas will be created to support economic sectors. The plan is to mainly focus on the development and investment in 5 main urban centers, which include 3 existing and 2 new centers. The existing urban centers include Dera and Bur Dubai, Downtown and Business Bay and Dubai Marina and JBR. The 2 new centers include Expo 2020 Center and Dubai Silicon Oasis Center. Land area for hotels and tourist activities will increase by 134%. And for commercial activities it will increase to 168 square kilometers. There will also be a 25% increase in designated space for educational and health facilities. The plan also integrates the Hatta Development Plan, which is an elaborate scheme in which many heritage sites will be reconstructed. This is to offer visitors a wider choice when exploring the UAE's history and culture. Public beaches will undergo a major upgrade by 2040, with an increase in their total length by 400%. 60% of the entire area of Dubai will be dedicated to nature reserves and natural spaces. 55% of the population to live within 800 meters of a main public transport station. It's quite spectacular, but when you think about it, it's also pretty ordinary. Shouldn't all functioning international cities have public transportation, public parks, and financial hubs? Indeed, but Dubai is not a typical city and it was never intended to be. To understand why such a risky master plan is now required, you must first understand how we got here. Half a century ago, Dubai was a small trading port home to just 30,000 people. But all that changed in 1966 when oil was discovered. It was a small amount by Middle Eastern standards, and neighboring Abu Dhabi had 10 times more. But it was enough to fuel the ruler Sheikh Rashid's grand ambitions. He saw that in order for Dubai to thrive after the oil ran out, it would need to attract the world's attention and investment. With easy access to Europe, Asia, and Africa, Dubai was always well positioned to become an aviation super hub, and the city's airport rapidly became the world's busiest by international passengers. The city brought in corporations and investors by lowering sales and income taxes. But it meant the government had to find a new reliable source of income. With limited taxes and a dwindling supply of oil, they turned to tourism and quickly discovered that they could draw visitors out of the airport with incredible megaprojects. This was when Dubai got its firm hold, and it was a tactic that worked. Although some believe it tended to focus on glitz and glamour. Even though the project made a bit of sense in itself, it would probably get the go-ahead only if it could pull tourists and investors into the 50-degree desert heat. But sometimes the construction of the projects was even ahead of the infrastructure. One of the most famous examples is probably the Burj Khalifa, where it's been widely reported that the skyscraper isn't actually hooked up to the city's sewage system. The world's tallest building could at full capacity hold 35,000 people, and the city quickly realized it wouldn't be able to handle the amount of waste that they could theoretically produce. Instead of expanding the municipal sewage network, it was decided that having trucks arrive every morning and transport the garbage to a treatment plant would be more cost-effective. Some believe that this type of thinking can be seen in much of the city's planning, such as the series of man-made islands that rely entirely on water taxis and private boats to survive, or the city's reliance on highways with relaxed speeding laws, which allow those fast cars to go as fast as they want. It's all enough to make the 2040 plan seem like a no-brainer. And with Dubai's population expected to surpass Singapore's and reach 6 million by 2040, it's clear why the plan is so vital. But will it truly work, and will it be enough? Well, everything that has been stated makes sense and has shown to be successful in other cities. The scale of the effort required to make it happen in Dubai is enormous. But this city has a reputation for pushing the limits when it comes to construction. It is notoriously difficult to renovate public transportation networks into major urban areas, Often, they must cover up the existing major developments or dig beneath them at great expense. And so far, plans for new metro lines have tended to be eye-catching instead of being practical, with futuristic inner-city sky trains proposed as a way to avoid underground tunneling. Planting trees is an equally challenging task. Greening a city in the middle of a desert is never easy. Prior attempts have failed due to a lack of water. In 2010, a plan to plant 1 million trees fell through because a commercial developer wanted to use the site instead. To make the 2040 plan function, the city must accept the additional benefits that a dedicated protected green space provides, all of which are outlined in the project proposal. This is perhaps the most challenging task in making the 2040 plan work. The city needs to get a nearly fundamental shift in its mindset and strategy. The success of Dubai's existing approach makes changing to a new one extremely difficult, but it now appears ready to make the push. Dubai's rulers understand what it takes for a global city to thrive and are attempting to imitate the benefits of other cities. The master plan here is simply a high-level blueprint. If you look on social media, you'll notice that the people talking about it aren't urban planners or architects, but ordinary residents. It is encouraging Emiratis in seeing the future of their city. Dubai's incredible expansion has captivated the world and captured everyone's attention. But it now needs to progress and evolve in order for its charm to stay alive. Only time alone will show us what happens with Dubai's 2040 master plan. Will it succeed in its vision of creating the world's most livable city or get into further more problems?